Hickok 45 here. I know what you're looking at. Same thing I'm looking at. A couple of pretty nice revolvers. And I'm not sure what caliber they are. They look alike to me. They're supposed to be a 44, not in the mix, but on the table. And we'll try to figure it out, okay? Because I've got ammo. I have no 357 Magnum. I just have 44. We're going to test it. So anyway, we appreciate you coming by. So back to the problem here. One of these firearms is an L frame. They're both L frames. One of them's 44. So let's see if we can figure it out. Let's open it up and put some ammo in it. Uh-oh, it's not that one, is it? Look at that, look at that. This doesn't fit. Okay, aren't I hilarious? Yeah, doesn't quite fit. So that's the 357. That's my 686 plus, holds 7 rounds. Got the ugly key lock, the frame mounted firing pin and all that. But you've seen it before and it's a really nice shooter. Well, you've actually seen this one before. This is actually a chapter 2. I forget because I forget about it, but it's a chapter 2 really of the Model 696. Same basic gun, except it has bigger holes and fewer holes in the cylinder, doesn't it? Yeah, fewer and bigger. And it's a 44, I think. Let's see. Yeah, holds those 44 rounds. It's a 44 special. It's a special gun. It's a special caliber. It will not chamber a 44 Magnum. Okay, it's a 44 special. You've seen it here because I borrowed it from the owner of Tennessee Gun Country up in Clarksville, David Beta. He was kind enough to lend it to us. And here it is back for a chapter 2. Let's go ahead and start off with some pot smoking to celebrate. Oh yeah, double action now. Woohoo, bowling. I missed it. I'm ashamed. Click. We just have 5. Yeah, it's back. And again, I appreciate him because guess what? He sold it to me a while back. And it's back. I probably mentioned it in the first video how I would like to have one of these, and I missed the boat on them. But they're really nice. If you like 44 special, let's fire some of this Federal. Look at that. I love those bullets. Hollow point lead. Gotta love it. Yeah, I've admitted it before. I'm a 44 special fan. Have been forever. And that's a purty one. It's a purty one, no doubt about it. What's to be shot here next? Well, let's go to the gong. Why don't we just start out with the gong? I have no idea where to hold. Okay, must not have been too far off. That one was too high, I bet. Oh, calm down now. There we go. Yeah, I forget. I got to take a 6 o'clock hold, which I generally like with this firearm, or I'll go too high. Yes, I kind of talked him out of it. I didn't twist his arm too hard. I've joked with him a couple of times over the years. I guess it's been 3-4 years since we had this. And I told him at the time, if you ever wanted to sell it, let me know. And I've kidded with him a few days, different times. So I'd be glad to give him a couple $100 for it. And lo and behold, the last time I joked with him about it, he said, yeah, I'll sell it to you. It amazed me, and gave me a good buy on it, and I couldn't turn it down. And it's just a nice revolver. Not only is it 44 special, and it's an L frame. It's hard to hate a 3-inch L frame. Those of you who have them know what I mean, or a K frame, or an N frame, or an A frame. And this one is a pre-dash model. If you know what that means. All Smith & Wessons, they have, of course, near the model numbers there on the crane, and behind the crane, and it has a dash. Like this is a 686-8. Okay, and that tells you. I think we have some of that in on the video on frame sizes and things, don't we? But it lets you know, or at least you can use that to kind of figure out what year it was made, serial number 2. But what features it has, like with Smith & Wesson, generally a -1 will have these features. A -2s when they went to this, and then -3s when they went to something else. They quit pinning the barrel, and and recessing the cylinder maybe, or just whatever the change was. And it can be different for different models to some extent. So anyway, they started making this, as I mentioned, I think in the first video, in about 1996. Okay, and a lot of people say 97 in Argo, but actually it was at the end of 1996, I think. And they just made them maybe in December of that year, and really got cranking in 1997. But then they ceased production, I think, in 2002. So it was about 5 years they made these. And this one, based on the serial number, was made in early 1997. Okay, I don't think it falls back into 96. Looks like early 1997 based on my research, because the pre-dash models with no dash, ended in sometime in 97 and went to a 696-1, and then a 696-2, and they made various changes on, okay, which I'll talk about a little bit. So we got some both jacketed ammo and the lead ammo, and let's just shoot some of both. You can't shoot magnums because it's a 44 special. I might have shown you that before. I should have brought a round out and tried to chamber it. It won't chamber properly to fire. Thank goodness. Let's put one on the target here. Wee doggies. All right, do a little bowling, a little more pot smoking. All right, click. Somebody's had a fire going there. Don't you love those big cartridges? Even though it just holds 5, they're big uns. They're big uns. Yeah. There's just something really cool about a 44 Special. You've heard me salivate over them before. Slobber on the Firearms. Yeah, lower capacity and all that. But, it's a great round and sweet shooter. I was reading something talking about how the 44 Special, in a way, it didn't get killed, but it got minimized by good old Elmer Keith. He was experimenting with 357 Magnum rounds, trying to magnamize the 38 Special, and magnamize the 44 Special and everything, and people got caught up in the Magnum fever, of course. And then the 44 Special, it didn't really fall by the wayside, but it just wasn't as cool, and maybe still isn't as much. But it goes way back, a lot of history too. I think 1907, and it's just a cool round, comparable in ballistics, as I've mentioned before, to the 45 ACP. So there's no complaining about it being a weak round, really. And comparatively, everything is weak. A 10 millimeter is weak. If I pull out some really hot 44 Magnum, 44 Magnum is really weak. If I pull out some hot 460 or 500 Smith & Wesson Magnum, I mean, there's no end to that, is there? And complaining about a round being weak or whatever. There was a point where they thought the 38 Special was really hot, if they went away from the other 38s, long Colt and whatever, because it was longer, more powerful. So it's all kind of relative, and we all know we don't want to get hit by any of it, right? But anyway, that's kind of the basic history of this gun. They just made it for about 5 years. And does that mean it was a total piece of junk? Does that mean nobody was buying it? Well, it's certainly not a piece of junk, and people were buying it. I remember almost buying one myself. I don't remember what it was selling for back in like 97, when they were still making it, but I remember it was pretty pricey. I was still teaching at the time, and I would see it at a gun show. Man, I like that, but it's kind of a luxury, or I don't really need it, and it was, I don't know, it seemed like it was $600-700, I don't know, even then. And I just never did get one, and was always kind of sorry I didn't, because before I knew it, it seemed like they had quit making them, and they were collector's pieces, really. And a pre-dash model, you see them all sorts of crazy prices on the internet, and that's why I was so pleased that David would let this one go. And I will always cherish it. And if I decide to sell it, I'll give him first chance at it. For about 8 times what I paid him for it. How's that? That's fair, isn't it? Just kidding. But 44 Special, again, I've gone through it. It's just a short 44 Magnum. It actually, I think, grew out of the 44 Russian. It's a longer case, than the 44 Russian, which was popular back in the 70s and 80s. And and so forth. The Smith & Wesson, the model number 3, you know, they were chambered in it, and you know the Russians bought a ton of those, you know, and that's why it's called the 44 Russian. And this is again a more powerful version of that, you know. So it's all relative. They've always been known for being accurate and sweet shooters. When I say sweet, you know, even if you're an inexperienced shooter, you wouldn't fire this and think, whoa, too much recoil, just way too much recoil. It has recoil, just like a 45 ACP does, but it doesn't knock you around or hurt your hand. And in fact, I don't have to have rubber grips on it. I got these Eagle grips. You haven't seen these yet. And I just really like them. They're small, kind of a boot grip, but they're a nice wood. They got enough texture to them. I won't have to put Talon grips on like I often do. I don't put those on revolvers normally. I have been known to do some taping on a revolver before, but they've got enough of you know, checkering, and they feel really good. Anyway, so let me shoot it again. Well, I don't even know what ammo I want to shoot. I don't know. I'm not sure there's a difference in point of aim. This is, again, one of those good old guns that you just enjoy getting out on an evening like this. You're not here right now. Pretty brilliant, aren't I, to observe that fact? But it's, I don't know, what is it, John, about 70 degrees, and it's, you know, kind of spring. It's just a great day to be out shooting. Of course, you know, I'm not sure there is a bad day to be out shooting. Let's go double action here. Whee, doggies. Click. So you just get 5, so make them count, right? Make them count. It is an L frame, and again, not a lot of people carry an L frame, probably, people who carry, but a lot of people do, and it would be a great choice. I mean, there's just something. I got this nice holster. A guy, let's see, sword slinger. Yeah, sword slinger holster. This guy made this for me, and it fits both these firearms. Imagine that. They're both the exact same dimensions, you know. And I mean, you pull that thing out, it feels good, and you go double action, you're going to hit generally what you are aiming at, unless it's way out there. And of course, I miss, right? But I mean, there's just something about a good old revolver. You put your hand on it, it just fits like a glove, and boom, that cowboy is gone. Yeah, so I like them, as you know, and I'll preach it again. If you don't have a revolver, what is wrong with you, for one thing, okay? What is wrong with you? Now, maybe you can't afford it right now, but it should be on your list for down the road. A revolver. Let's put it in the holster. Okay? All right. Yeah, that's a nice rig. Let's see. Well, speaking of the Desperado down there, let's just pull it out and put one on him. Yeah, wounded him. Yeah, feels good. Let's go over there, and I'm going to try that red plate on the right. Okay. I don't have many shots. I can't miss much. Oh, so close. You got so far away. All right. That felt good. Let's try that orange 2-liter here. Yeah, I think that was 5. You got to count your shots when you just have 5, right? Even though I don't always do that. Unless I'm in combat. I wanted to hit that red plate. We came out here and said, well, let me take a couple of shots. I haven't shot it for a while. And I shot that red plate, and did I miss it once? Maybe I missed it once, but I hit a couple in a row. I shot it maybe 2 or 3 times, at it 2 or 3 times. I hit it twice. I thought, wow, no need to waste ammo. It'll just be me if I miss. And that's what it is. You know, when you've got a firearm and you know where to hold the sights, and you know it's an accurate firearm, as almost all of them are more accurate than we are, it just comes down to you. You know, holding it and breaking the trigger at the right time. That's all it is. So, and this is one of those calibers. Again, you folks out there in viewer land, YouTube land, you know what I mean. If you've ever fired a 44 Special, they just are fun to shoot, because I think a lot of us shooters, even though we know that a really good bullet, 9mm or 38 special plus P especially or whatever, is a good round, really good round. You don't have to have a big round, 44 or 45, but we tend to like them, you know, we still like them. And if you got one that doesn't just knock you around so badly that it's no fun to shoot, then it's highly desirable. I'm gonna go back over there and I'm gonna hit the buffalo. I may not knock him down because he's hard to knock down sometimes, but I just want to hit him. Let him know we care. How's that? Okay, I think a 6 o'clock hold is about right, so. Oh, he shook a little. I'll try the ram. He might be more likely to fall. I think he's not quite as heavy. Oh, yeah. Do I have another round? Oh, yeah, 2 more rounds. We'll try the gong again. I was kind of lame on my first shots at it. Yeah, I hate to be lame. And let's get this 2-liter here. Yeah, you gotta know where to hold and just get a good trigger break. That's pretty cool. Yeah. And the 44 Special is just a neat little cartridge. Those cases, straight wall. You know, if you hand load, they're easy to load. You know, they're not always cheap to buy. 44 Special, 45 Colt, maybe as much as some other rounds, because you know, people aren't going into the stores and buying, you know, bulk 44 Special and by the thousands every day. But great round, and of course you can fire it in a 44 Magnum. That's the thing that may be a weakness of this firearm in your eyes, because it is it doesn't fire 44 Magnum, you know. And what is it, the model 69 44 Magnum Smith came out with, you've seen here, I've got one. It's pretty cool because I don't know that it's really heavier than this. And it comes in, I think, a 3-inch barrel now, 3.5. We did, I think, a video on that one too. And it will chamber both. That's kind of nice. You want a bear around in there and all that. So anyway, a lot of people like these and would buy them, but I guess not enough. So let's load him up. I don't know what to shoot. And as I was saying earlier, it's not that a firearm just quits selling totally when it's discontinued. You know how business goes. You're in the business to make money. You're making firearms, and you know, Smith & Wesson, and I can't speak for them, but you know, Smith & Wesson has a lot of firearms being made at any given time, right? So I don't know, maybe along about 2001, they just weren't selling as many of them as they had projected, and they had other firearms they needed on that line, or those machinists, those gunsmiths to be working on that they knew would be more profitable, that they would sell a lot of, that there's a bigger demand for. Yeah, I don't know. And it wasn't like it was a piece of junk. It just wasn't selling quite the numbers that they needed, and something else would sell a lot better. And you can't make everything. You can't please everybody. So I don't know. I'm just kind of, you know, just making stuff up as I go along. But so it's not like it's a total loser. It was you know, a wasted endeavor necessarily, because people like these, just not enough. It's kind of like 10mm and some other things. There's a serious niche interest in it, but not gigantic maybe. What am I shooting? Why do I have this gun up? How about the tree? Brings it around. Yeah. Oh, there's a bowling pin hadn't been hit. Still hadn't been hit. Okay. I'm out of ammo. Good thing he wasn't armed, right? All right, I'll just fire a couple more and I'll let you go. Go eat. In fact, we're going to go eat something maybe. Let's put some of these hollow points in. And, you know, there's nothing worse than a bowling pin that is a smart aleck. And guess what that means? Okay. It's not that I'm a violent person or I'm hard to get along with at all. You know, not at all. It's not that my guns are violent. None of my guns are guilty of gun violence. They're all kind. They're very kind. But when my firearm misses that often, something has to be done about it. All right, I'm going to shoot him right through the smoke. All right, I'm going to take careful aim. All right. I knew I could do it. I knew I could miss too. Oh well, you know, that's the fun of having a range with a variety of targets. And the thing about a bowling pin, as I pointed out before, it's pretty safe to shoot because you just want to make sure you're not shooting something at it that's going to bounce off, like pellets, BBs, you know, shotgun pellets. You don't want to shoot that. So I might have made a mistake, you know, not thinking, and have done that somewhere in 1,750 videos. But generally speaking, I don't make that mistake because I know that BBs and birdshot can just bounce right back at you. So just again, another warning about that with bowling pins. They are tough customers. So as long as you're shooting a bullet that will penetrate, you're okay. Shoot them up close. So yeah, this is a cool revolver, and I guess I've shot everything that needs to be shot today, at least for you all. We might hang out and shoot it another 1,000 times before we go eat, because we have better self-control. We don't have to run in and eat like you all. We can shoot some more. L-frame 44, it doesn't get a lot better. And one thing I didn't mention, this pre-dash is cool. Another reason I like it is because it's before they put the firing pin or the lock on it, on the frame. It's when they still had the firing pin on the hammer, you know, and all that. So that makes it especially cool. You know, my 686 is a little later than this. It's got the frame mounted firing pin, which works. It's okay, I guess. It's got that ugly key lock, which I don't like, and most of you don't like, but you know, it is what it is. Great shooter, you know, despite all that. But this is pre the key lock and all that, so it's a really fun little revolver. This is one I get out and I shoot every now and then. Or go on a hike with it. You know, it's my buddy on a hike, and just take a few shots and, you know, just pop him in the holster and just enjoy. It doesn't like vibrate my brain when it goes off. You know, it's just a minor concussion, you know, when you fire 44 special, like a 45 ACP. So anyway, I'm glad you all were out today, and we appreciate you all coming by on such a pleasant evening with such a pleasant firearm, a very friendly firearm. And we appreciate you supporting all the folks that support us. And we just can't thank you enough for coming out. So stick with us. We'll shoot some more guns probably. Life is good.
That's not bad. Oh hey, just measuring this 15-shot group. Since I've got you here, I want to remind you to check out our friends over at SDI and Talon Grips. SDI is a fully accredited online distance learning program where you can get an associate's degree in firearms technology or become certified in gunsmithing. So check them out at sdi.edu. They also accept GI Bill, so be aware of that. Talon gun grips, you may be aware of those. Dad's been using them for a long time. Essentially a grip tape that goes around the grip of your handgun, just like this, around the grip, and gives you a much better grip, and you're not stuck with basically the grip that comes from the factory on the pistol. Because it's not like the old days with 1911s where you just change out the grips. A lot of these more modern handguns don't give you that option, so you have to either just stick with what you got or wrap something around the outside. So check them out if it makes sense for you. And also, don't forget to go to our website, hickok45.com. We have a bunch of stuff over there for you guys to check out. We actually have our videos now on gunstreamer.com, so please check that out. Don't forget about our social media. Don't forget to look in the description also. There's a lot of information there. The description of the video and the website, hickok45.com. But our social media at The Real Hickok45 on Instagram, Hickok45 on Facebook and Twitter. There's John_Hickok45 on Instagram, but you can't guess who that is. What else? I think that's all I was going to tell you guys. Oh yeah, our merchandise. You can find our merchandise at bunkerbranding.com. We have this shirt, at least as I'm making this video, available. And we've got some hats. Just go check it out. It's going to change what we have available at different times. So if you like something, maybe go ahead and jump on it. But the main thing is hickok45.com and support the people who support us whenever it makes sense for you. As always, I really appreciate you guys still watching these videos after so long and so many years. It means so much to us, and it's been such a fun experience. And we appreciate you guys, and see you later.